Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This is the brother Yachanan from the GMS Houston camp, and this lesson, it shouldn't be too long. Just going to go into a little article, and going into the terror of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this is who you should be fearing. And the things, what's going to touch in the article, that's just a precursor of what's going to come to Babylon the Great. And just to show, I'm just going to get straight into it because, this is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. The just Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So, the Heavenly Father, he is free from any guilt. He doesn't do any iniquity, even though he's in control of both the good and the evil. Evil spirits, all the killing, all that's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is his earth, his program, his universe, his creation, everything. And what he deems is just, unjust. How can you say how can you say anything against it? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is fair. So, but his judgment, whether somebody dies a terrible death, whether there's a massive flood, earthquake, anything. Nigga falling out an elevator shaft, whatever. Hey, this is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He kills, he makes alive. So, going on, this is Second Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciousness. But the point being here, knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the terror, the different things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai can do to terrorize you, whether you plaguing your mind, plaguing your body with different sicknesses and ailments, or bringing a terrible death upon you, or maiming you, sicking dogs on you, having you fall into a volcano, whatever it may be. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the king of terrors. He has the title of Allah Shadya, meaning terrible demon-like power. It's nothing to be played with. And you Israelites, you should see these things and really want to get on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's good side. To see the different things that come out, you should, if you're in your right mind, you would want to be on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's good side. You don't want to be caught up in his judgment. This is Job chapter 4 and verse 7, which is going to make sense in the article. But remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So, you dying, you cut off, however it may be, you dying. Nobody is innocent. Nobody is guiltless. The only one that was innocent, guiltless, that's Yahushai. And even then, when he sacrificed himself for the nation of Israel, so we could repent, he paid for his own sins that he did in the past lives. But that's not the point of this right now. But whoever perished being innocent. So when you see somebody dying, Lil Ray or whoever, they always put him on a t-shirt and say he was just about to get his life together. He was good, ain't do nothing to nobody, no how, no way. Nobody is innocent. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So, Esau, Edom, he has the power of the sword. He's an authority of the earth right now. He has the power to kill. You see these ICE agents, you see the police, how they act, and they got the power to kill. That's his blessing, the sword. But you not to fear them, like this alligator Alcatraz thing. Yeah, alligators are scary. Panthers are scary. Snakes is scary. But who created them? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Were you not going to fear? Would you not rather fear the creator than the creation? So fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because he can put you in them conditions. He can put you in that situation where you're susceptible to he can put you in the hands of Esau Edom. This perverted nigga. And hell, this isn't speaking of the underground, place and but are not fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, because you die, your spirit goes back to the heavens, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell, which is these conditions that we're in, having you come back being crippled, can't speak. You crippled, can't speak. Then you got to have a caretaker. Your caretaker, a dang molester or whatever. Your caretaker abusing you, and these are hellish conditions. Or whatever it may be. Hey, like this article I'm gonna go into. Hey, you hey, it's a beautiful article, but this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. He can destroy you with these conditions. Going through slavery, going through chattel slavery. Just that, the hellish conditions in that, being in yokes of iron, seeing this devil grape your wife, your sons, your daughters, even you, seeing this devil just have his way with you, and then feed you slop, and then destroy your mind. That's hellish conditions. This is what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai can do to you. And it's not speaking of the, an underground cavern where people in red, spandex jumpsuits and tridents, poking you for all eternity, and you burning and you're screaming and you burning and you're screaming because you're burning, and then you and it just repeats for all eternity. No, it's not speaking of that. It's speaking of these conditions. So this is the article. This is from the Independent. So this is this just apparently this came out 2 weeks ago in June, but it's just making the rounds now. So it says the defectively designed Cybertruck burned so hot and crashed that driver's bones literally disintegrated. The lawsuit. So I'm gonna jump down just straight into the article. So just from the article alone, the Cybertruck was so hot, that fire was so hot that it disintegrated his bones. Like you got cremated. It says a Tesla Cybertruck owner in Texas was unable to escape after rolling into a ditch last year, experiencing an unthinkable demise as the batteries powered the 100,000 stainless steel SUV burst into flames with such intensity the helpless driver's skeletal system literally disintegrated, his family says. So you paid you got $100,000 coffin. So yeah, the elders, apostles, elders, brothers, we've all done lessons on these lithium cars, these electronic vehicles. They're death traps. So this man burned to death at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, a fire so hot his bones experienced thermal fracture. According to gut-wrenching lawsuit his widow and parents have now filed against the electric auto manufacturer headed by billionaire Elon Musk. So let me see here. What is thermal fracture? I already got it pulled up, but basically that's where the heat is so intense that basically it made his bones break. So not only is that like you're on fire, feeling everything, your bones are breaking. Like the best thing I can think of is like popcorn. The popcorn kernels, them little kernels, when you put them on a skillet and they get reacting to the heat, they explode. Well, your bones doing that. The oxygen and moisture in your bones, drying out, popping, fracturing, breaking. So thermal, this is from Google, just a quick definition, the AI overview. Thermal fracture refers to the cracking or breaking of material due to stresses caused by uneven heating or cooling. This can occur in various materials like glass, stone, and even bone. The difference in temperature between different parts of the material creates internal stresses, and if these stresses exceed the material's strength, a fracture occurs. So I'm going to jump down to bones. After thermal injury like a burn, bones can experience heat-induced damage, and subsequent mechanical stress can cause fractures. So basically, like it's getting too hot, and it starts just breaking apart. So there was, where was that? Where was it? I thought I. Oh man, let me see here because I know when I was reading this earlier, I saw some information, but that's, I mean, if I can't find it, oh well. I I'm pretty sure I saw something on it. Maybe I just overlooked it. Anyway, hey, it's not really that important. Basically, hey, the point is, hey, this he got turned into dust. So continuing in the article, he was 8 inches shorter in length than he was before he burned. So, man, attorney S. Scott West told the Independent that's thermal fracture. But Sheehan, who was the first ever person to perish, and whoever perished being innocent, in a Cybertruck wreck since the model hit the market in November 2023, didn't have to die. How do you know that? You over the Most High? The Most High, hey, he makes it to where, hey, this is your judgment. This is your time to go. Who worked, didn't have to die, said West, who worked as an industrial design engineer before becoming a lawyer. The suit, the suit by, anyway, the family says the single vehicle crash would have been survivable, but that the defectively designed Cybertruck instead trapped a registered nurse inside and incinerated him alive. Now, here, hey, this thing, I was speaking to the brother, yesterday, last night, when I was looking at this, when it popped up, it's like, this isn't, how do you say, what did it say, a defective design. This is designed exactly how it's supposed to be designed. The Teslas and all this kind of stuff are designed to be death traps. That's what it is. It's not defective design. It's not any of that. Hey, they got electronic doors. If the power goes out, you can't open the door. They only have maybe one or two manual switches or manual releases, and that's, hey, good luck finding it. You know, because it could be in the back seat, it'll be in a panel behind something somewhere, and you stuck in there. That's by design. It's not a defective design. This is by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is in control of everything. He put it into the minds of these engineers that designed this car to design it that way. If you understand, you get it. So if you in your right mind, you shouldn't want no, hey, I don't want no Tesla. I'll stick to the, I'll just walk. But this is Proverbs 21:1 in the GNT. It says, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai controls the mind of a king as easily as he directs the course of a stream. So, showing that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is in control of everything, in the minds of men. Everything. Not just kings, but everybody. He controls their mind. He puts it into their mind what to do. No, make it like this. And then guess what? They make it like that. No, don't make a manual release door like an old school door. No, make it more modern and futuristic where it's electronic. And keep in mind, these things are designed by Esau Edom, who is the sword of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So Esau Edom, who's the wicked of the earth, he's not going to make anything where it's beneficial for you. Everything that he's doing is designed to trap you or deceive you somehow. And here it is. This thing is literally a death trap. So back to the article. It says every religion has its version of hell. Every version of hell has fire. And there is no hell like that, where you're in a pit burning. Now, this was hell for him. He literally was burning, but you spirit not burning in a place like that. West said it is most excruciating, and it is the most excruciating and longest torture of any death. Burning. He's speaking to this man burning. Hey, he was in there. I guarantee he felt every part of it. Everything. And it wasn't like you just lost consciousness. How they say, Jesus take the wheel, or whatever. He was awake and conscious for every moment of that. So it is the most excruciating and longest torture of any death. Whether it's steam or fire or electrical, the nerves are literally exposed to everything. It's horrific. If you've ever been to a hospital burn unit, you'll hear patients begging the doctors to let them die because the pain is so bad. Ooh. That's beautiful, wonderful, because this is what's coming en masse. Like, this is what's coming to the entire this entire country, this entire wicked city, Babylon the Great, from coast to coast, the east to the west. Fire is coming like this destruction. Where is that? Let me get this and I'll get another one real quick. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will come as a thief in the night, into which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. What is it? The elements shall melt? The elements? This is G4747 Stoikeon. Says let me see here. The elements of which all things have come, the material causes the universe. The elements, rudiments, and primary and fundamental. No, not that. But the materials, the elements. Our bodies are made up of elements. You had the periodic table, the table of elements, and our bodies are made up of that. Carbon and oxygen and nitrogen and whatever else is in our body. We're made up of the elements. This heat is going to be so intense that it's going to break everything down. Elements shall melt with fervent heat. This is G2741. Kalsu? To set on fire. to burn up, to suffer with feverish burning, to be parched with fever. Okay. But to burn up, to set on fire. This place is going to be set on fire. And that fire is going to be so hot that it's going to break down your very elements. You're going to be turned into dust like this man. Matter of fact, let me. Oops. No, I'll keep going. Just for time's sake, Salakia. It says, again, 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10, but the day of Yahweh Shem Shai will come as a thief in the night, into which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So, the elements, the earth, this land here, this low valley, the valley of the shadow of death where we're in, this lowland is going to be burnt up, melted, turned into dust. And all the works that are here, all these wicked abominations that go on here, all this is going to be burnt up, turned to dust. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and in godliness? So seeing this man is just an example, a precursor of what's to come. Seeing this is getting ready to take place. Like, what kind of person should you be? Knowing that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to bring this judgment. Should you be still living after these Babylonians? Or should you be seeking a pardon? Should you be seeking mercy? Dang it. Slakia. These phones, man, you'd be just trying to scroll and all these things popping up. Anyway, verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall... Wait, let me start with verse 11 again. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So, knowing that these things, this thing's going to be clean dissolved. Like that man, he was clean dissolved. He was no longer, there weren't no bones. That man was just ashes. He got broken down to the, now you just turned into dust. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So we looking past this. We looking for the new, which that the Greek for new here is kainos, which means refreshed. We're looking for a refreshing. The earth needs to be refreshed. This devil, Esau Edom, moved out the way and new management brought in. Because the earth is groaning. Everything is groaning. All creation is groaning. All creation really wants this new earth to happen, even if they don't know it or not. So let me go to Isaiah 34 real quick and I'll close out. So this is Isaiah 34, and I'm going to start at verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So speaking of the mushroom clouds, the ICBMs, that destruction that's coming, the thermonuclear destruction, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. So speaking of the ICBMs, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And this is, Idumea was out there, in the south of Judah. But today, Idumea is now a Babylon the Great, America, the main place where these Edomites live. And upon the people of my curse to judgment, Esau, Edom again. They have no blessings. They're only set to be destroyed. The sword of Yahweh Shem Shai is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of kidneys of rams, For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai have a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So this is what's coming. Them ICBMs. You know, that sword bathed in heaven. Speaking of the ICBMs going up into the heavens, the ICBM also being a sword, a weapon of mass destruction, going into the heavens, you know, being bathed in the heavens, and then coming back down upon Edom, which Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. The sword of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai have a sacrifice in Basra, which is the capital of Edom, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And so this isn't speaking of, you know, that land over there, where in Jordan, where Petra is. It's not speaking of that. This is speaking of the modern day, where they are now. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion, and Zion being representing Israel. You know, all the wickedness that Esau, Edom, these so-called white people have done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, to the 12 tribes, all the abominations, the wickedness, your perpetual hatred, you know, going far beyond in punishing us. And you've got a heavy recompense coming, because you're going to be completely wiped out. You know, this land is going to be wiped out. You're going to be going into slavery. And after 1,000 years, hey, guess what? You're going to be done, eradicated. No more. Verse 9, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. So here, what is it saying? The streams thereof shall be turned into pitch. You know, like into tar. Basically dried up. The land and the dust thereof shall be turned into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. So the land is going to be completely burned up. You know, even I think in another chapter it says that the people are for like fuel to the fire. And it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. So that man, you know, getting his judgment, that's just an example. That's just the precursor of what's coming. So, hey, Lord willing, when this is edifying, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.